Now return for part 2 of a series covering content produced by Canary in a Coal Mine concerning hidden lands with clues featured on Google Earth. This map is the basis of Canary's proposition that the cartographers of Google know our realm really to be flat rather than spherical. The true shape of the Earth continues to be a controversial topic here in 2025. This is partly due to disconcordance in how different space agencies show astronauts in low Earth orbit. Here's an example of China showing a fairly flat appearing realm. We're told that in our history, going back to 1984, there were instances of astronauts flying through space untethered to complete certain mission objectives, and many examples of older footage showing the curvature of the Earth. Recent allegations of insects on ISS. Here's such an example. You can see the moving anomaly here, and just clicking through the footage, track the moving anomaly. And you have this interesting zoom out clip on a Nikon P1000. As the sun zooms out, you see the true context being the sun is actually over the horizon. Very interesting. But so there are just things about this world we live in that continue to optically bargain controversy over even the most basic facts. So now continuing in this thread by Canary in a Coal Mine, date September 28th, 2024. Let's check some flights again to see how they line up on this map as confirmation. As you can see, the flight path is hiding the true path through Russia, which is a straight line on this map. So the question is, why is it that some flight paths appear to arc when traveling from the US to Europe, whereas other flight paths go do this straight line once getting to elevation? I figure there may be some optical rendering discordances that cause straight lines to appear on Google Earth. So you see on the flat map, these lines are straight. So the argument is maybe Google Earth's trying to depict the straightness of the flat map. Next, let's investigate the North Pole. Why do shipping lanes always sail around? Is it ice? Why doesn't it show ice on Google Earth? Why can't you calculate area of geographic North Pole? Why is there a huge hole at the magnetic North Pole? So here you see the polar sailing routes with the question why they seem to sail around the North Pole. When this individual tries to add points to calculate the area around the North Pole, this strange crescent shape is generated. And so this person notes that it's quite a bit like Antarctica. Example. Then is shown the comparison of Google Earth's location for the geographic versus the magnetic North Pole. And so the magnetic North Pole would be around here. There is a statement, weird how that matches up. In an old map from 1590, there are shown 4 lands at the North Pole. In more recent depictions, there's just sea there. Not quite sure how this hexagon was created, but there's like a little seam here, and this area turning like this does appear to be somewhat distorted. Canary claims North Pole has a pole of inaccessibility that no one has conquered, which so happens to be at the exact point of the magnetic North Pole, the hole we found. The northern pole of inaccessibility is located in the Arctic Ocean, equidistant from the islands of Ellesmere, Canada, Komsomolets, Russia, and Henrietta, also in Russia. Modern satellite data has confirmed that distance to be 1,008 kilometers. Despite renewed attempts to reach the new location, the current northern pole of inaccessibility remains unconquered. And so we see points for the North Pole as well as the northern pole of inaccessibility. So you can see their distance here. And so I believe that this image was for a Facebook or TikTok post. Canary notes that they can't say the name of this area or the post we had taken down. We're talking about this area. I'm thinking that term is Hyperborea. The name appears derived from Greek, this term, which means beyond Boreas, the god of the north wind. Some scholars prefer a derivation from this term to carry over Hyperborealis as the mythical founders of Apollo's shrines in Delos and Delphi. And this brings us to Rupus Negra, or the Black Rock, 0.33 miles wide, 33 degrees. Coincidence? Rupus Negra, Phantom Island, was believed to be a 33-mile wide magnetic island of black rock located at the magnetic North Pole. It purportedly explained why all compasses pointed to that area. This is the square and compass. Did they know all along? Apparently, there are multiple old map where this special region appears. These maps are from the 1500s. Remember the Hyperboreans worshipped Apollo? Last incantation was Stalin. Did the Olympics show us that? The light bearer? Coincidence? So we're shown this image stating Lucifer is the sun god, with the question of Stalin being an incarnation. And here for the Olympic ceremony, we're shown Lucifer standing on a black object, probably the black magnetic stone in the North Pole. And then even thinking of the term here, Black Rock. We know about the Black Rock Company being one of the largest corporations with a huge influence over much of the world. Is this all Brotherhood insider terminology referencing the North Pole and the hidden knowledge about how this realm is constructed and functions? Bolshevik Island is next to Hyperbria, Stalin's last aligned incarnation. Why is it whited out? Eno resides in a northern post point, House of the Mountain, as in the Black Rock. A lot of questions. So apparently there's a place called Bolshevik Island that's near the North Pole. If I search Bolshevik, you get the full spelling of the term suggested by Google Earth, Bolshevik Island. So go ahead and click on that, and it should be navigating to the area. When I enter and search the term, it actually doesn't navigate to the proper area. It just freezes here. But I can manually drag the Earth and it will show this area located here. And we have the question posed, wasn't Stalin Opsheklio's last incarnation allegedly? I asked Claude, who was Opsheklio? Claude doesn't recognize the term. I asked the question again, just changing the spelling of the name. I asked Grok about this name, and it notes that it has surfaced in contemporary online discussions in association with narratives involving the extraterrestrials and figures like Enki and Apollo. The post suggests that this Opsheklio is a deceptive entity tied to an alternative cosmology, but is not a figure from ancient mythology. Interesting. Enlil's temple, called Eker, House of the Mountain, was located in Nippur, sometimes referred to as the cult city of Enlil. Enlil held sway over the other gods. Sacred number was 50. May have some connection to the North Celestial Pole. Then we have some quick associations here. And the associations are Enlil is Nimrod. Nimrod is Santa. Santa is an anagram for Satan. Satan is Saturn. The black cube is the black rock, Rupus Negra. The star of Rimpham is his sigil. Baal is his other alias. All reside in North Pole. Coincidence? Interesting connection there. To say that, Santa has his operation on North Pole, and all of these associations supposedly being known by those aligned with the principles of Enlil. And so here we're shown Nimrod being deified, and there's this artifact from Nineveh showing this character holding a branch of some sort and a deer, maybe not to be confused with reindeer, and similarly showing Santa holding a branch of a conifer tree. Now, I would have to admit that I'm not so certain about the birthday of Nimrod being December 25th. I can check that. I asked Claude, when is Nimrod's supposed birthday? Claude doesn't have an answer on that. And so the comparison is provided: dark square representing Pit Kazakh Satan, light square representing Lucifer, Opsheklio. The comparison of Zioism and Comism, dark versus false light, divide and conquer. We're reminded of the Saturnian black cube symbology present in the lodge as well as an entire religion, Islam. I don't know if there's a black rock or a black cube at the center of the North Pole, but that is something that's depicted here. Next, let's go to the South Pole and examine this tweet by Buzz Aldrin. He was hospitalized in New Zealand after what he witnessed. So supposedly Buzz Aldrin posted this tweet: "We are all in danger. It is evil itself." And it shows a pyramid. Presumably this is Antarctica. "We are all in danger. It is evil itself. At some time it was removed, but a few people have managed to make a screenshot." Grok disputes that Buzz ever said that, saying that there is an investigation by Snopes, which is a biased source on the left, stating that the claim initially appeared in Superstation 95 article, but it did not provide specific dates or verifiable proof beyond a questionable screenshot. Supposedly, the screenshot was of Austin's tweet. Supposedly, the screenshot was of Aldrin's tweet from 2016 when he went to Antarctica but had to be evacuated due to altitude sickness. I'll stop here and continue on in a part 3. Though I haven't proven it, I am interested in these concept image associations of the black cube versus black rock being at the North Pole, and his mysteries there regarding the magnetic North Pole. Be sure to follow Canary in the Coal Mine. I will put a link to the thread both in the description of the YouTube video as well as a separate post on X attached to the original post. Interest in the dimensions and shape of the world continue, in part due to a lot of confusing media, and admittedly in part due to opportunities social media posters take advantage of for views and clicks. But in a world where we're lied to about so much, even the most basic assumptions get challenged.